got one person. Is that you? I don't know why that happened. Okay, can you share the link in the old chat, maybe?
Did you send it to me?
No, but I put it in my Patreon. Sorry. Hello, hello. Sorry, guys. Sorry that it busted everybody out. Thanks, Chloe. I don't know, man. I promise we'll work all this out eventually. I actually signed up for Zoom as well, which might be, hey, hello. Hey, Leslie. Thank you guys so much for popping back. I'm so sorry. I don't know, right? Tech stuff is like the worst, the best. How can I curse what I love so much, right? I forget where we are, whatever. Yeah, extra journaling time. Maybe it was the divine stepping in like, wait a minute, people need time to journal. Like, what are you doing? Why are you rushing everyone? Hello, sweets. All right, I'm just going to give like a couple seconds. That's true. You only have to do it for the first time once, right? I really need to write that down, Chloe. All right, I just want to make sure. Okay, everybody seems like, yeah, right? You gotta like find your way. Excuse me. All right, we had about 40 people here before, and now there's about 18 people. So we'll see if everyone comes back. It's totally okay. It will save it, and you can watch it later, but I am sorry about that. But moving over to journaling and visualization. Okay, cool. Thanks, Greg. Greg posted the link in the old chat just in case anybody needs it from over there. If you're here, you probably don't. But into visualization. So essentially, one of the things that I found has come up with me so much this Gemini season, yeah, shout out to Greg, has been kind of wallowing in, I don't want to say misfortune, that's totally inappropriate to call it that, but wallowing in the past, wallowing in my trapped feelings, continuing to see myself as kind of trapped or kind of limited or anything like that, and this quest or this support then of looking for my personal truth, right, which is exactly what I'm personally working for this like Sagittarius full moon, right? So when I'm moving in now to visualization or manifesting what I'm wanting to do, I can't stress enough, you know, I don't love the word stress enough, but I can't impress enough how important I believe it is to add the good. Take the time out of your day to connect with the feeling of what you're manifesting, and not connect with it in a, oh, like a disempowered way, like, oh, it isn't here, I don't know if I have enough money, I don't know if I have enough time, I don't know how things are going to work out. Not that kind of connection. Oh yeah, it's been, the duality has been ripe, you know, like ripe with duality this season. I was excited about Gemini season. I love Gemini energy in general. It's so like sharp and quick and observant and aware, but it's definitely wearing on me. Like it's definitely got to a point where like I'm literally having like head, like ear, nose, and throat issues combined with like my hyperactive probably throat chakra going on right now, like who, what, where, why, when, and all this stuff. So going back to like the journaling, it's important for me anyway to journal because I really believe there's something kind of magical in pen to paper. But if you're not a wordsmith, you know, or if you don't like it, even just doodling, like even just like drawing a little picture of a house or drawing a sun or drawing some odd kind of like swirly shape or whatever while you're thinking about what you want can be significant enough. If you like sigils, if you're into more of like that kind of like magic or using sigils or drawings or symbols in general as tools, sigil stuff can be really fun as well, and that way you don't have to necessarily write it all out. But I think there's something really to be said for being able to write. Pictures person, yeah, a little mood board, something could totally work. I feel like there's something that's beautiful, like Chloe pointed out, like a vision board kind of thing could be really a way to channel that. So it's basically like we have what we want up here. We know what we want, more or less. We know how we want to feel, we know what we might be excited about, we know what we want to manifest in some way. But writing is a way of getting it out. So it's actually kind of opening this channel of material manifestation. The same can be said for drawing. Oh, a bit harder to hear. Sorry about that. I don't know what changed. I might be just talking a little lower. I'll move the mic a little closer, or the thing a little closer. But cutting out pieces of paper or going through a magazine to put, I don't know, does anyone use magazines anymore? But to put together something that's a bit more creative can be very helpful. I'll set up my more proper microphone next month when we do this, guys. I'm sorry. I know it's tricky right now. I'm sorry. Bear with me. I'll definitely. Good for the feedback, though. Thank you. Because I need to know, I can't hear myself. But creating something, painting a picture, drawing something, cutting something out, assembling, it's another way for us to physically kind of pull through what that is and begin to manifest it here and begin to connect with it here as well. So I like that, I like the physical kind of tangible aspect of like opening the creative channel and letting it come through, but we can't just do that. Like it doesn't exactly, that's nice, and I don't mean that we couldn't just do that, but I feel like the ability to connect with what we want on a daily basis is more important than writing it one time and just kind of like declaring it. Who's to say, right? Like sometimes we manifest really easily with that kind of stuff. But if it's something that's a bit bigger, or if it's something that's a bit more, I don't know how to put it, but bigger, like a little more broad, a little more expanded, like my quest for personal truth, like that kind of thing. Oh, thanks, Hazel. Is, important, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I lost my train of thought a little bit there. But essentially, taking the time on a daily basis, if you can, to connect with that feeling of what you want and hold it within you and connect. So if part of mine, I'll use myself as an example just because it's so easy, but if part of me is my, again, like personal governing, not being pulled in any direction by things that are outside myself in a way where I'm giving away my power, my personal power, or handing over or rather letting something else that isn't my truth, I know it's like so esoteric, my truth become my truth, like having a conversation with someone and they're upset at their job or something, and then it's like me picking that up, like, oh yeah, I'm upset at my job, yeah, I don't have enough time, yeah, I'm tired, and it's like I start making it my truth when it's not really my truth, kind of thing, if that makes sense. So if I want to govern myself from a more personal, will-based point and have more fun in my experience and enjoy all of it a little bit more, like let it go a little bit, let it be more about myself and not trying to please everyone kind of stuff, then that's what I should connect with. And I should see myself there. I should just see myself, whatever that means to me. It's a little cheesy, but if that means seeing myself as this kind of like, I'm not trying to call myself this goddess or whatever, but if that means seeing myself as this kind of like divine, almost goddessy kind of like energy, or ascended master, Jesus-y kind of energy, I'm not claiming to be Jesus, guys, but like if that's what would help me connect with that from a visualization kind of point of view, so I can connect with that feeling of what it feels to be non-judgmental but strong in my own healthy boundaries and in the moment, and like maybe I see myself, it's gonna sound corny, but like looking out over the ocean or standing on a cliff and looking out over this like beautiful scene, kind of like the rainforest Jasper kind of vibe, and seeing like the birds go by and listening to them and feeling the wind on my face and just connecting with like my truth as a point of consciousness here on this earth, then that's what I'm gonna connect with, and I'm gonna see myself in that every day. Now, if yours is a little more practical and yours is a different relationship or a home or something, see yourself in that place. See yourself having the experience of the trip or the relationship or the completion of the project or the journey through the project, and how fulfilling and like healing it is for you to have this experience. and just connect with all that. I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself. I know here this is for the community, and we kind of covered some of this in the manifesting video that I just put out for the lesson session. I'm going to do the Cancer season 1 this weekend, but or not this weekend. It'll be ready for this weekend. Sorry, I know it's only Tuesday, right? Monday? It's Monday, right? Okay. Can you tell? I'm all over the place right now, and I'm like got the sweats and stuff. So that's my suggestion anyway, is to connect and remember to connect with what you want, and be okay with being a little cheesy or a little over the top. If that's a goddess or a god or the God in you, this like divine being within you, amazing. Like let that come through. Don't hold yourself back, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes we can kind of like say like, oh, that's stupid, or oh, what am I? Who do I think I am? Some goddess up on a hill watching the birds. Like, you know, like I could judge myself for it, or I could just enjoy it like a movie, like I'm watching a movie, or some kind of like fantasy, or reading a story, or something a bit more poetic, you know, like I'm glad, I hope that made you guys laugh. So those are the suggestions there. So let's now move to more of like the Reiki circle. It's all kind of there, right? But the Reiki circle kind of portion of this. Let me drink some water too. Perfect timing, even considering we had that issue. All right. So where's my proxy? Let me just grab my little deer. I had him out before. Who remembers this? Anybody? The innate track. Anyone. I mean, like, it depends on what you're working through. You know, if you're working through connecting, reprogramming, reaccessing, reworking things, the deer doll. I would suggest then something that works with the Zeal chakra, or even the last one that we put out, I believe is called like Breakthrough. I think that would be a really good one to work with. If you're looking to tap into more of like your own inner energies, I really love that one. That's like the inner flame or whatever. Oh, and just to share too, we have just put like a album. It's like 4 tracks, but they're so long we kind of had to call it an album just for like how they label stuff as you're doing some distributing stuff. So if you guys like Spotify, we're starting to put some stuff on Spotify, and I know some of you like to stream, so we got it there, and we also got it on iTunes just to share. I have like iTunes family. Oh, okay, sorry. I was like, what is that? Oh, you guys are talking. That's great. All right, so this is the little deer, and I don't know if anybody remembers that. I know that Chloe did, but one of my very first Reiki videos that I did, it's still on my channel. It's like, oh my God, is it like 3 or 4 years old by now? But I did a Reiki session on this little deer. Isn't he cute? Like, he's so cute, right? Hey, Ramsey, how are you? Good to see you here. Sometimes a lot of names come through, and like I miss who's here. Like I wasn't expecting to see you. Ramsey and I got to work together before for a video, so how cool. Okay, so we have our little deer doll, and we're gonna do a little Reiki circle with the deer doll. For me anyway, I'm gonna use the deer doll. If any of you are Reiki attuned and you want to use your own personal methods or your own personal practice, by all means, like go ahead and oh, we weren't late. We had like a breakdown. We were pretty much on time. So there's another half of this video that it had to get broken up because it just froze. So I'm so sorry about that. I'm gonna try to work this out a little bit better next time. I don't know what that was. The internet was fine. It just froze. But anyway, just to give you guys some perspective on like energy work and all of that, essentially we are all connected to energy before we're even born, in my opinion. Like, you don't need a Reiki attunement to be able to do energy work. You don't need a Reiki attunement to pray for someone, to pat someone on the back, to give someone a hug, to just sit next to someone and hold space with them and make them feel better, or just be there for them. So I would never want to impress upon anyone that's like, I'm over here doing this Reiki because I'm a Reiki master, or you need to be Reiki attuned. Like, I don't want to call anyone out, but if anyone says that to you, I think that that's such bullshit. I do think we need Reiki attunements and certifications to work as Reiki practitioners, absolutely, you know, and I think that there's a lot of in the training that helps us with protective methods or becoming a practitioner or working with people or healing our own stuff. But you are just as connected to this as I am, or the most ascended individual is, you know. So just to put that out there. So if you want to participate in the Reiki, yeah, you don't have to be a chef to cook a nice dinner. That's a perfect way to put it. You're there, you know, like you can get more training. You can make it, if I can say this, more officially part of your life, as in like this is what I do for work, or part of my social life is going to, let's say, Reiki shares and connecting with other people who do this. But you are just as much of a healer or a conduit as anyone else. Hey Elise, essentially we have this in two parts now because of some technical issue. So in the Patreon post, you'll see one post that's like the first one, which is half of the video, I'm sorry, and then the other, or the half of the stream rather, and then there's another post that came through. I think I called it like oops or something because we had like a glitch. So I restarted the whole stream because it just like the video wasn't picking back up and stuff. I'm really sorry about this, guys. I will try my best to make sure that I cover this up. Did you get to the right place? Well, you're here now, so I think so. And you can always go back later because they'll still be there. Like the stream will, I believe, still be in the same spot. If there's a different link for some reason, I'll put those in, but it should be the same link as far as I know. So by proxy, I'm sure you guys know this by now, but it means focusing on something in place of something else. So if I was going to send energy work to my brother, I could focus on this little doll. In Reiki 2, we learned to focus on like a proxy doll, essentially, or that's what I learned through my teacher. So what we're going to do right now is use this as the collective energy for the group, the collective proxy rather, I'm sorry. If you would like to participate and channel and add to the collective of the group and add to this Reiki circle, we can almost see ourselves, like anyone who chooses to participate. We can even include anyone whose higher self chooses to participate because maybe they missed the memo or maybe they're busy, but like there's some divine part of them that would like to partake in this. I like to kind of leave the door open, you know, and include those people as well. But essentially anyone whose higher self would like to participate within our little community here can be in this kind of group. Like it's almost like I literally see us in like a circle, you know, like it's kind of cheesy, but like joining hands or whatever, you know, like that kind of thing. And sending this energy in for all of us to share, it's just very powerful. It's very powerful to have like all of this different stuff going on and all these minds focusing on the same thing more or less. So if you would like to try the whole proxy thing, you can use a little stone, you can draw a picture of a circle or the earth or some happy faces or a stick figure. It really doesn't matter what you focus on as long as you know what it is. Some people use their hands like as the head, and then this is kind of like the rest of the body, all of that kind of stuff. Aw. I know, Bill, you're a sweetheart. You're a softie. And I mean that with like the most love ever, of course. You're like the sweetest. All right, so we're gonna get started. I'm sorry I'm a little buzzy. I'm just gonna calm down for a second, drink a little more water to get grounded. All those full moon vibes, and I'm just gonna leave the intention if that's okay, but be happy to, you know, add your own intention as well. But this is for our little group here. This is for our community, those who choose to participate, as well as those whose loved ones have kind of been invited, or, you know, I'd like to add my brother. I know some people said their brother or their family or their partner, the whole group and family here. On behalf of all of our highest and greatest good and perfect comfort and alignment, we're conducting this Reiki circle. We're holding space today on this auspicious full moon to support the collective, to help heal, to process, to provide clarity, provide confidence. I saw was coming up a lot for people, and trust and ability, words, playing with our ability to set intentions, knowing ourselves, and everything that anyone might need. We want this to be open enough. That's kind of the key for like Reiki circles and collectives. It's you're making me laugh, Jen. I love it. The energy sweats. Yeah, I've definitely got it. I'm like, anything that we all need. Anything. Literally anything. All right? So I'm gonna focus here, and this is all of us, as odd and funny as it sounds, right? Like, no, it's good. I appreciate the laughs. Honestly, like we need a sense of humor. Like we have to laugh at the tech issues, at the sweats, at the fact that I can't hear out of this ear and my jaw is clicking, and we gotta laugh. But here we are, guys. This is everyone, right? I know it's like kind of weird, but this is everyone. And I'm gonna just focus, and you can focus however you like, but make sure that you, if you choose to, are focused on receiving as well. Make sure it's not just giving, it's receiving. And I would include receiving on behalf of your highest and greatest good, you know, whatever I need, whatever supports me most. The things I've identified, and maybe the things I don't even know about. Like, I like to have that open side. I think most energy workers like to keep things open a little bit too, because we don't know everything, guys, you know? All right? So however your method is to connect, one of the things I like to say is, or connect within myself, is I am a perfect conduit for divine healing energy, or I am a perfect conduit for divine energy, or for supportive energy, for universal energy, for chi, for prana, for ki, whatever we want to call this, for the very best intentions. I'm connecting as a conduit. And that doesn't mean that I'm so freaking perfect and I don't have any flaws. Clearly I've got something going on, right? But my intention is pure. My motive is pure. We don't have to be pure all the time. We're human, you know? If we had to be pure all the time to help other people, what kind of world would that be? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to say I'm some mess all the time, but I'm human, and I hope that you guys connect with your human side too, you know? So the conduit connection is just like pure, you know? It's not manipulating, it's just moving things through. So I'm gonna put my hands on the head of the collective. And you can do whatever feels right to you. You can put your hands on your own head. You can go down your body. You can focus just on your heart. But again, focus on giving and receiving. I will set an intention as well. I'm open to receiving on behalf of my highest and greatest good and in perfect comfort and alignment, whatever I might need through this experience, even the things that I haven't quite consciously identified yet, all right? So we're gonna move through, and I'm just gonna start channeling through and seeing it fall through the body. And this body is shared. It's a body of everyone, if I can put it that way. We're all these kind of like energy forms in my mind's eye, at least the way that I see it. You know, we might all see it a little differently. I'm going to put my hands in front and my hand behind the head. And I don't know about you, but I'm just very guided to focus on the head. I think because of the Gemini season, the perhaps mental kind of discord we might have had or experienced, it's all good. It's all to more deeply understand ourselves, to have these experiences and see how do we react in these experiences. Is this how I want to react? Is this healthy? Is this empowered? And then let me choose to create things that are more so clear or are more so empowered. I'm going to focus on the jaw. Not to be biased, just kind of guided here. Hopefully it doesn't freeze as my eyes are closed. I just thought of that. I'm going to put one hand behind the neck and one in front, just like this. Super gentle. I hope it doesn't look like I'm choking this. It's so gentle. I'm just kind of guided to just comb down the body and just start moving it before we keep carrying on to the different points. Just helping with the flow in general, because sometimes as we're working in the head, it can kind of like back up a little and be a little uncomfortable. So I just want to make sure that it's moving, like you could picture kind of a drain. I'm gonna move to the torso. Getting this like kind of strange image. It's not a strange image, but it's difficult to explain, I guess. A friend of mine posted something on Instagram, and she basically, it was like a crab type thing, like a crawfish or something, that didn't have its claws anymore. It was clearly kind of like beat up, you could say, you know? And even still, as my friend, she goes by Dawn's Awakening on Instagram if you're interested. My friend was walking on this path or something, and this little beat up, broken claw, kind of crabby crawfish thing put its arms up like it was going to defend either its eggs or itself or something. And it was such a beautiful little story of like the fight in us, you know, and not the fight as in like, oh, I have to battle this, but like I'm still going, like the determination. That's just something that picked up. So if anybody's felt kind of broken or like they don't have the tools that they once had or something, I just, as soon as I put my hand on the stomach, I kind of saw that image. And of course, we're not just energy witnessers, we're also creators. So we can see this little crawfish, or I can see this little crawfish as a bit beat up, but then maybe regenerating its claws or finding somewhere safe where it doesn't have to, you know, puff itself up. I'm seeing like cells dividing, multiplying, regeneration. It feels like the liver. I don't, again, like to tie things super physical, but the liver for me I associate with anger. It might be a little, not warning, but a little piece of information to, a reminder rather, that we're constantly regenerating. The liver particularly is one of those very regenerative organs. But are we rebuilding on top of stress? Are we regenerating but still holding the anger? Are we regenerating and still like not, are we building the same thing over and over again, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Oh good, Leslie, I'm so glad to hear. Alright, I'm going to focus on the back. I see columns, like 2 columns. Like something to walk through. Kind of a portal. I also think of like emerald tablets. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with emerald tablets, but the story goes that this document carved on this emerald tablet from Thoth, who's like this deity essentially of science and magic and communication and stuff, Mercury, Hermes and all of that, was found in one of 2, I want to say, columns, like pillars that were stuffed with artifacts. You know, this is all, I'm just kind of trying to remember what I read before. I don't have any proof of all of this, obviously, but almost like it was stolen or collected, or the pillars were taken and then they opened them. That's supposedly when they found the emerald tablets. So what that makes me think of, you know, by association, is that we have maybe something hidden. Maybe we're kind of stashing some guidebook, some internalized rather, aspect of ourselves. It's not really coming to me 100% clear, so maybe there's just enough of us that it's like kind of pulling me in a little bit different direction. I'm just gonna like recenter. A mystery, some kind of mystery of self. I'm almost picking it up as if it's in the right pillar, if that makes sense. The right side is typically associated with our more masculine energy, so our creative energy, our outward energy, but also paternal stuff, our father, or men in our lives, or our lineage through the men in our lives. And it can also be associated with the past as well. Like a time capsule or something is almost what it feels like. Some is like so, again, not clear, I'm so sorry, but some kind of lingering piece of ourselves, something we may have stashed, something we haven't either discovered yet fully, or we've kind of sealed up like a time capsule and stashed, and it seems like it feels like it's on the right side of the, again, this is collective, it won't be everyone, but associated with either the past or our more masculine energy traits. So just in case that resonates with anyone, I'm just gonna include an intention for retrieving that artifact of self. Okay. I'm gonna focus again on the back of the head and just kind of like I'm bringing it up into the back of the head. Oh, good. Thanks, Jen. Sorry, I'm like not even looking. My eyes are closed. Just to bring it into the consciousness a little more for those of you who are ready, for those of you who this resonates with. And it's like I'm moving it up the back, into the back of the head, and down through the throat. So this kind of like loop of sorts for comprehension. So it's applicable. Okay. The ears. How can you not use these ears? Just getting a message that the ears are such witnessers too. I think we sometimes think about the eyes and like what we've seen, what we've perceived, but like don't forget that the ears are also like holes in our head, letting stuff in, you know, so just to be a little mindful. And I'm just channeling into the ear area for the collective to help support that. If there's any clearing, if there's any earworms we've talked about that got stuck in our head, whether it's a song, whether it's someone else's voice that we're hearing over and over again, something that's been let in, we want to release. If it does not serve us, of course. I'm just going to carry healing kind of energy down through the spine, down past the root. So just like, you know. I must look so silly with this little doll. Right? I want to focus on the hips. Aw, thanks. Tana? That's a beautiful name. I hope I'm saying it right. Just want to focus on the base here, the root. Kind of my fingers up in the armpits. Energy does collect there. Just release, again, anger. I feel like anger's been kind of coming up. Maybe you are constantly rebuilding, you are constantly regenerating, even on a subconscious molecular level. You have every opportunity to build something new for yourself, build a new internal structure like this stone that we talked about, which is probably in the other video. Hey, Bamba. Hey. Bamba, shush. Saving the day. You're not in trouble. Don't worry. He's like, put his ears down like, you're okay. He's okay. It's funny that I'm sweating so much right now because I want to tell you guys to sweat. I want to say if there's any, yeah, the deer was actually over with Bamba because it was like snuggling with him the other day. But sweating for some of us is going to really help to release any anger. Go take a walk. Set a new ritual where you take a walk in the morning, or you do something to like get yourself to get like a little bit of flow, a little bit of sweat. If you're into really sweating and you're into hot yoga or going to a sauna or a steamy shower, whatever works for you. But if there's those of you who are trying to release anger, if anger is a part of it, resentment, feeling victimized by things outside of ourselves so that we're angry or we're disempowered or we're taking it in as if it's a piece of our own structure, if I could put it that way, kind of like the celestial. It's just remember, we're the designers, we're the architects of ourselves, all right? And there's plumbing involved, so sweat, drinking a lot of water, herbal tea. All right, and I'm just gonna lay the doll down very gently. And I want to focus on the feet. Just going all the way up through the left side and down to the right side, clearing everything out. Alright, so now that we've got a bit of a general little Reiki session going, I just want to focus on the more intentions of the group specifically again. Kind of like call in our guides, call in our ancestors, call in our spirit helpers, call in our angels if that's who we work with, our animal spirits, the tribe, you know, the homies, the crew, the buddies in the etheric realms, to surround each and every one of us in this collective, to hold the field, to hold us in light, and to support us in channeling, again, this more collective energy field around each and every one of us. Right? Okay, it feels pretty good. So, I know you guys aren't Reiki people necessarily, all of you. There's probably a lot of you who are though. But to disconnect from your proxy, whether it's a little drawing or something in your mind or your arm, I guess your arm is a little harder, but the way, you know, this is like in Reiki 2 training, the way you disconnect from the proxy, I like to like cut across my chest, like I'm disconnecting, like I'm done with that right now. And then you kind of, it sounds silly, but you kind of like chop around the proxy, if it's a doll especially, you know. And I usually say like, come back dear, you're done, you're just a little deer again. And just kind of like, almost like you're breaking any cord or something. And then it's a deer again, or whatever. Alright, these will totally take shape a little bit better. I'm sorry for the break in the going down, the technical issue, and I'm sorry that I can't show you what I'm doing a little more better. I'd love to set this up with a camera that I can actually position, you know, this isn't really ideal. But it's more about getting started. If YouTube has taught me anything, it's more about getting started than it is about things being perfect from the get-go, you know? Next month's video is probably gonna be, oh, you weren't taught that? Yeah, like a nice, like, disconnect is super important. Or, I mean, whatever feels good to you. I like to do, like, the heart, like, all right, I'm done. I'm done. A little hand swapping and stuff. But next month is probably going to be just as weird. Just as weird because I'm not going to be in my place, you know? Oh, you guys, thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh my God. Thank you so much. We'll get this a little more, you know, I'm glad to see it improve. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy over here, but I do have that kind of quality of like, I want to make things better. So thank you for all the feedback and the, just being here, helping me to like do this together. Like there's 41 of you here right now. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. For like a private link video, that's crazy. That's beautiful, you know, I love it. Thank you so much. And for anybody who ends up watching this later, you know, who wanted to tap in, energy doesn't have time. Like, yes, we're doing this now. Yes, we're doing it, you know, and all of this. But I'm trying to think of some other options for tiers as well. A few people have reached out to me with ideas. They're like, oh, you should do this, you should do this. And it kind of got my head going. I'd love to do more of like Q&A videos, so kind of like a streaming thing that we could do for the community, so just like everybody here in the community, maybe once a month or something. Aw, that's so nice. Chloe, you're the sweetest. To just like create this more, to give more opportunity for us to all connect, because this isn't about me, you know, but I am responsible for the aspect of like creating opportunities for us to connect, for us to have conversations. I've seen so many of you talking together, and yeah, tears. Did I say it wrong? Did I say? Oh yeah, like tears. Yeah. Bill. I'm like, yeah. Tell me how I can make more tears. I need more tears, guys. Well, Cancerian season is coming. I'm sure we're all gonna be having plenty of tears happening. But anyway, I'm really happy. I'm really thrilled. I'm very excited that I have a dentist appointment in just 45 minutes, and I hope I have some kind of relief go down. But I hope that you have a beautiful, 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 beautiful week, a beautiful, enjoying time of this full moon energy. I hope you, wherever you are, able to enjoy the energy of it. I know it's like, it might be intense, you know, so I'm just sharing from my perspective. It's going to bring stuff to the surface. It's going to shine light maybe on the things that we didn't know exactly, you know. Oh yeah, thank you, wish me luck. So to give you a short, what I think happened was, it's definitely TMJ. It's definitely, I was clenching my jaw like crazy the other week. I can totally remember it. And I think I might have damaged my crown in that as well. It doesn't look damaged, but it hurts. And I have one crown tooth that's like giving me a lot of trouble right now. So all of that. So let's just hope that's what it is. And I have some kind of ear thing going on as well, but it's not an infection. It's like, I think it's related to the jaw thing, actually. There are almost tears in the dentist. No! Alright, I will probably ramble on forever at this point, but just thank you guys so much. I'm gonna just put out a post to connect and see if there's anything else you'd like to see here in the community. I think a Q&A once a month would probably be really fun and cool, and a nice way to kind of consolidate this kind of stuff, as in an opportunity to like ask live questions and join from that perspective. Not everyone likes live and they want to leave comments and ask questions through there. I'm so happy to do that. Essentially, like, as a Reiki teacher, one of the things that I have the most regret over is that I can't offer much community to my students because they're all over the place. And this is like a nice way that we can build some kind of community where we can ask these questions, or ask questions or share or anything about any of this. Like, it doesn't have to be Reiki, manifesting, ritual stuff, what's going on in the unit, like all of that, but from a point that I can't really do that on YouTube because it becomes very trolled. I'm actually, to be totally honest, having even problems with some of the comments on YouTube. Like, I'll get the most beautiful comments, and then like I'll get these like really nasty ones, and as much as I know it doesn't mean shit, don't pay attention, I still saw it, and it's still like something that I hear in my head later about like how I look like an whatever, right? Like it's starting. If I grow there, which I want to grow there, and I want to keep continuing to do things for the public, I also need to be able to like protect myself too, right? Like I need to, like, the more exposure you get, the bigger you get. Hey, that's nice. That's there's beauty in that. There's part that's kind of like mission work kind of thing. Like I want to help people. So the more people I help, the better, right? Or just support in any way rather. But it also creates more of a festering kind of situation for nasty comments or people cutting you down or accusing you of stuff or all of this. So I'm trying to find like the balance there. So for to be able to do a stream here with like a Q&A or a check-in or a hangout or whatever is better. You know, it's like people who are here want to be here. Anybody could find it over there. I hope that makes sense. It doesn't sound snotty, but you know, it's just like I have to be practical about like my own energy as well, because I'm an energetic being here too, susceptible to stuff, right? So anyway, with all my heart, I love you guys so much. I'm so honored to connect with you, to hold a little space for you today, and send you just love. Like I hope you just feel love and know, you know, oh yeah, a protective bubble is certainly it. Yes, thank you to Greg. He was very helpful. He got Bomba. He shared a link. He did great. So much love to you guys, and I'll stop rambling, and I'll get ready for my dentist. I'll put some deodorant on or something. All right, much love. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.